Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Swirling Water River was a second-tier dangerous place. Someone would suffer losses in Swirling Water River even if he was in a top-tier true treasure palace if he was not reckless. How terrifying that palace was. 4 top-tier palace true treasures to be instantly annihilated and universe masters to be instantly killed. Swirling Water River couldn't be that dangerous. I'll go and check myself. The first true master sent a message to the other 4 true masters, then headed off to Swirling Water River. After only 3 days, the first true master stood in the chaos air and looked ahead, frowning. Water stretched everywhere in the distance, yet none of the islands in Swirling Water River could be found. The entire Swirling Water River was destroyed. The first true master was bewildered. He knew clearly how powerful the natural environment of Universe Ocean could be. Even all the great beings in Universe Ocean combined couldn't destroy a dangerous place, not to mention the entire Swirling Water River. I feel that, the first true master frowned. Swirling Water River was destroyed by an exceptional power, and it was hit directly at the front, causing the water in Swirling Water River to blast everywhere while the islands were all destroyed. The first true master was thrilled. A chance. A great chance. He was roaring on the inside. He didn't know what had caused the scene in front of him, but he was pretty sure that it was an existence beyond his imagination, and it was a great opportunity. We're facing our true death. This unknown object might be the only chance for my race to transcend incarnation. A giant halo suddenly appeared behind his head. There was a gigantic, single eye of flesh and blood in the halo. It glared at the endless space in front of it as if it could see through everything. In that giant, single eye was a blurry trace of light hitting Swirling Water River, making it crumble. It's an existence millions of times more terrifying than Swirling Water River. Even I can't reverse the time and space to see how it is. Even if I use both my talents and techniques, I can only locate its direction. It's going that way. First true master nodded. I'll start chasing it. He teleported and followed in that direction. One could tell where the giant object was flying to. However, it would take a long time to precisely locate. The first true master was called Divine Eye True Master, so he was quite proficient at observation and inspection. He immediately revealed everything. After a couple of days, the giant object was still flying at its original speed in Universe Ocean. The first true master was thrilled. Even using all his power, he could barely see that the object was a prone, human-shaped creature. It was 160 million light-years tall, and it was traveling 120 million times faster than light speed. Only the first true master, by putting all his power on his divine eye, could tell. As for Demon Beast Ancestor, who had also been following it, he wasn't able to confirm the speed. First true master, I found it first. Demon Beast Ancestor yelled in anger. Ha ha ha. Do you really think you can have this chance all to yourself? The first true master didn't give a damn about Demon Beast Ancestor. He had 2 supreme true treasures while Demon Beast Ancestor had none. No, I'm thinking about that. Now that we found this chance together, we'll own this chance all by ourselves. Demon Beast Ancestor yelled. Don't tell any of the other 4 true masters to come. If they do, I'll spread the news and tell the entire Universe Ocean. The first true master was furious. This was indeed a wonderful opportunity, which might help him transcend incarnation. Of course, the first true master wanted 2 more true masters to come to help him, but he had to consider the threat of Demon Beast Ancestor. After all, Demon Beast Ancestor's avatar was in the original universe, which meant he could spread the news in no time. Okay, said the first true master. We alone will claim this opportunity. The first true master and Demon Beast Ancestor both tried to stop the giant object. Neither of them dared to even get close to it, given its speed, and the space and time around it had already turned hollow. They could only fly after it. The shock waves alone could injure them. And if they got closer, they might be killed. What was worse, before they could even catch up with the object, it had already made it out of their sights. Stop it. change its direction. The first true master and demon beast ancestor were like two insignificant creatures trying to stop a mountain. Clearly, they couldn't do it. More than 3,000 years passed, and 5 more powers had already discovered the giant object. The Divine Eye clan and demon beast ancestor were only 2 of them. However, demon beast ancestor, the first true master, and all the other 5 powers who joined later could only despair. The giant object rushed by and disappeared from the sights of those 18 great beings. Useless. We can't stop it whatsoever. The first true master shook his head and sighed. We've already tried everything, and that giant object has already destroyed 3 dangerous palaces, yet its speed hasn't changed at all. Apparently, those dangerous places are nothing to it. There are only 2 ways to slow it down. 1. It crashes into the original universe. The original universe is definitely powerful enough to suppress it and slow it down. 2. It is slowed by the 3 lands of extremis. Any of the 3 lands of extremis is certainly as powerful as this object and will likely stop it. What do you think? Everyone present looked at each other. They felt helpless. They could indeed slightly change the direction of the giant object to make it hit some dangerous places, but it was pointless. If it collided with the 3 lands of extremis, all the powers in the lands of extremis would gather. If it hit the original universe, the powers in Universe Ocean would have no chance at all. We'll make it known. If it hits any of the 3 lands of extremis, the other powers will know. Besides, if we want to redirect it to one of the 3 lands of extremis, we definitely need help from others. We'll make it known. Everyone felt helpless. They wanted this chance all to themselves, but it was too great for them to keep it to themselves. I won't let it crash into the original universe, the first true master thought. If it got into the original universe, the Divine Eye clan wouldn't have any shred of a chance. We have to redirect it. Rampaging Devil God yelled. He was the 5th power to join. If we don't redirect it, it might affect other miniature universes if it keeps racing toward the original universe. Although miniature universes are enormous, they might not be able to resist it as well as Swirling Water River. They'll be crushed instantly. Everyone nodded. Yes. Universe Boat, Tilted Peak Sector, and Flowing Level Mountain were all indestructible. As for miniature universes, they only belonged to true gods. Although they were too large for other true gods to move, the object was already much stronger than true gods. It would be easy for it to destroy miniature universes. As long as the shock was enough, it could easily destroy the origin of a miniature universe, crushing the entire miniature universe. If it could easily crush Swirling Water River, it could easily destroy a miniature universe, as well. All the powers in Universe Ocean were thrilled. In one of the 3 lands of extremis, in Universe Boat, Luo Feng blinked. Teacher, he said. Are you saying that a giant object was spotted in Universe Ocean, and it's flying 20 million times faster than light speed, at a height of 60 million light-years? And it's in humanoid form? Teacher, who's making up lies? The limit in Universe Ocean is 100 times light speed. As for Universe Supreme Masters, 1,000,000 times light speed is the limit. 20 million times faster than light speed? And it's larger than Universe Boat in humanoid form? It's not a lie, said Primal Chaos City leader. The news comes not only from one great being but many, including quite a few Universe Supreme Masters. Leave Universe Boat as soon as possible and meet us there. Okay, said Luo Feng. It might take me 200 years to get out of Universe Boat. I'll come back now. Luo Feng finished talking with his teacher. What are you playing at? Luo Feng whispered. A giant object like Universe Boat, Flowing Level Mountain, and Tilted Peak Sector? In the shape of a human? The very possibility set Luo Feng's heart on fire. I'll go check it out myself. Go. Boat of Mausoleum changed direction in the endless black wind and revealed its base form. It flew toward the exit of Universe Boat at its fastest rate of speed. Still, it took him over 200 years to get out of Universe Boat. The action team of the Hong Alliance immediately sent Luo Feng the coordinates through the virtual universe. Come, Luo Feng. We are here. I'm coming. The coordinates kept changing. Apparently, the strike force from the Hong Alliance was following that giant object. Actually, in the past 200 years, all the powers were rushing toward that giant object, so Luo Feng no longer had any doubts about the authenticity. Although he saw some images of a blurry, humanoid shape through the virtual universe, he wasn't overwhelmed. He needed to see the real version with his own eyes. Luo Feng kept teleporting and caught up with the strike force of the Hong Alliance. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Milky Way Horde Leader. Milky Way Horde Leader. More than 180 Universe Masters from the Hong Alliance, led by Primal Chaos City Leader, had gathered here. Lots of great beings from the United Forces Alliance had also rushed here. They all knew what was going on and had called a truce during such a crucial moment. Luo Feng, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Right now, 68 Universe Supreme Masters and more than 3,200 Universe Masters have gathered here. They're all the most powerful elites from the powers of Universe Ocean and the two Holy Lands. This many? Luo Feng was amazed by the number. He teleported himself following the strike force from the Hong Alliance. Wow! Luo Feng saw a large group of beings in the space of Universe Ocean, all sticking close to one another. The weakest of them was a Universe Master. It was indeed thrilling. Luo Feng then turned around and looked into the distance. He teleported himself in the direction where the giant object was moving. It's coming. It's coming. Though none of them could see it, they could sense the invisible shock waves spreading toward them. The horrifying shock waves spread out fully. Then the giant object swept by them like a streak of gleaming light. Even Luo Feng felt that like an ant beneath the weight of a mountain. As he looked at the towering, human-shaped creature, he, as well every other great being in Universe Ocean, felt like an insect. It's two. Luo Feng opened his eyes wide, dumbfounded. Luo Feng was truly thrilled. He wasn't sure whether the human figure was a being who was dead or in a state of slumber or just a human-shaped valuable. Based on what he knew about the ancient civilization, there existed valuables in human form, especially machine-type valuables. Universe Boat is a boat-shaped valuable of the machine type. That human figure might be a valuable of the machine type. Luo Feng was more excited than ever. After all, he felt fortunate just to be able to take a look at it. If, instead of a valuable, it's a great being. Luo Feng's excitement intensified as he considered that possibility. Incredible. Only the ancient civilization had great beings at that level. Shua, 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 Shua. The thousands of great beings in Universe Ocean started to teleport at the same time. They flew to a point ahead of the human-shaped object but remained to the side, as they didn't dare to fly right in the middle of its path. The Universe Supreme Masters transmitted their voices again. Prepare. Hit it again. All the top great beings from Universe Ocean held their power, and soon, the giant being showed up within their sights. Actually, it wasn't accurate to say that they showed up within their sights, as light speed in Universe Ocean was actually 100 times faster than light speed in the original universe. If they had merely used their eyes to see, it would have been impossible to see the human-shaped object clearly. Rather, Luo Feng and the others all used vibration waves to determine its shape and speed via their control over time and space. If they only used their eyes to see, by the time the light from the human-shaped object had reached their eyes, it would already have been gone. They had to use vibration waves to sense the state and position of the human shape, and they could only feel the waves when they were within close proximity. They could only sense the waves for an instant, after which, the human-shaped object would fly past them, producing incredible shockwaves. The shockwave was so strong that even Universe Supreme Masters would be severely injured if they got close. Attack! 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 Following the orders of Universe Supreme Masters, all the thousands of great beings, including Luo Feng, attacked from the side at the same time. All the attacks combined were enough to kill any Universe Supreme Master. The attacks flew 100 times faster than light speed. The combined attacks flew for a long time before they hit the giant object. The human-shaped object was 160 million light-years tall, and its feet were 30 million light-years long. Although its flying speed could hit 120 million times faster than light speed, it would take the feet around 3 months to completely change its position. Unfortunately, it moved too fast. Even though it was right beside him, Luo Feng couldn't see or sense it. Only when the group moved to the side of the front of the human-shaped object could he sense the shock waves for just an instant. In reality, the fact that they could sense a giant object flying 120 million times faster than light speed was worth celebrating. Teleportation. They all teleported at the same time. They teleported 1,000 light-years away, which was nothing compared to the length of the object's feet. Fortunately, it was 120 million times faster than light speed, less than 4 light-years per second. They could easily catch up with it by using teleportation, so they could accurately sense the position. Attack. All the thousands of top great beings in Universe Ocean tried together and thought of nothing else. They teleported and attacked again and again. Luo Feng and the other great beings stayed beside that giant human-shaped object for 3,200 years. Luo Feng flew out of Universe Boat immediately, so he was much slower. Before he arrived, the powers already decided that they needed to keep changing the direction of the human-shaped object and made it hit Universe Boat. Redirecting it to Universe Boat required the minimum amount of change out of all the 3 lands of Extremis, yet it still required an angle of 15 degrees. All those great beings had struck the giant object for more than 3,000 years just to gain those 15 degrees. That was why First True Master and Demon Beast Ancestor chose to publicize the news, as the first 7 powers who found the human-shaped object couldn't do it at all, and before they could redirect it 15 degrees, it would have already flown away. The direction is correct. The direction is correct. The direction is correct. Universe Supreme Masters and Universe Masters could all tell the direction using the vibration waves. And then they used its relative position of Universe Boat to determine the location. Luo Feng checked also and nodded. It will arrive at Universe Boat in around 30,000 years. Ha ha ha. We're finally going to succeed after all this time. That giant object is definitely going to hit Universe Boat. The top-tier great beings in the space were all relieved. After all, they had been concentrating on this task for more than 3,000 years, and they had been attacking it all this time. Although they didn't attack it very often, they needed to recover their godly power. The pressure still tortured everyone's nerves. They only relaxed after they knew that they had succeeded. In the outer area of Universe Boat, one of the 3 lands of Extremis, thousands of great beings stood in the outer area, looking at Universe Boat in the distance. Can Universe Boat stop it? Universe Boat is tens of millions of light-years wide and tall, and over 100 million light-years long. It's barely the same size as that giant object. It is terrifically fast. Will Universe Boat be blasted away if it was hit? I hope it can stop the giant object. All those thousands of great beings arrived in advance, waiting for the giant object to hit Universe Boat. However, they were all worried that even if Universe Boat could slow that object down, it wouldn't change much if the giant object only slowed down a little bit instead of stopping. From 120 million times faster than light speed to 30 million times faster than light speed, it was no different from those powers. I hope we can succeed. If we fail, we have to change its direction again. We have to succeed. Everyone was looking forward to it. Luo Feng was in the strike force of the Hong Alliance. He looked at Universe Boat in the distance. It was a giant machine boat that was already wrecked. It kept absorbing the endless chaos air around it, and there were circles of flames around the damaged boat, permeating incredible power. Wind whirlpools and endless electric snakes. There was even 1/3 of a miniature universe under Universe Boat. Though Universe Boat is already damaged, it's still swallowing the energies from the outside, even some damaged miniature universes, Luo Feng thought. Apparently, some important parts in Universe Boat are still operating. As a machine type valuable that's constantly operating, it's very stable. Even though it's hit, it can resist it. Although Luo Feng thought this way, the human-shaped object was too large and fast. Time passed. All the thousands of top-tier beings in Universe Ocean were waiting. It's coming. It's coming. The giant object is coming. They sensed the vibration waves and were excited. Luo Feng, Primal Chaos City leader, and the other great beings from the Hong Alliance were excited as well. They all stayed as far away as possible and hid themselves. They didn't want to be killed by the horrifying shock wave. Although we can sense the shock wave, it might take a few years before that giant object hits Universe Boat. The strike team from the Hong Alliance was in Boat of Mausoleum, and they were all looking forward to it. A period of several years was nothing to supreme beings. The human-shaped object was too fast for them to see it, and if they missed the area where vibration waves spread, they couldn't sense it. They could only wait until the impact, when the vibration waves would spread everywhere. Then they would be able to sense them. Palace True Treasures floated. Supreme True Treasures, Pinnacle True Treasures, and Boat of Mausoleum. They were all waiting for it. Everyone was silent. There were no great beings in Universe Boat. After a long time, invisible vibration waves were transmitted in all directions, following the time and space. Those great beings who were hiding in the distance all felt the horrifying vibrations, followed by destructive shock waves. Endless chaos air was torn. All the great beings felt the waves at the same time and immediately reversed time and tried to watch the scene. A giant, human-shaped object was flying fast. A gigantic, damaged spaceship didn't move at all. The human-shaped object collided with Universe Boat. Some of the fragments around the spaceship were blasted away. The fire, the electric snakes, and the light around the spaceship were also annihilated. Then the human-shaped object struck the ancient spaceship. Its upper half hit the ancient spaceship headfirst. The instant the two objects collided, the space and time around them were crushed, exerting horrifying shock waves and vibration waves. The weakest vibration waves at the periphery were transmitted first, followed by the destructive shock waves. The central area of the crash was like a nightmare. The collision was so powerful that even Universe Supreme Masters or Supreme True Treasures would have been annihilated. The shock wave spread everywhere, 10,000 light-years, 1,000,000 light-years, 10 million light-years. The longer it traveled, the weaker it became. When it spread to the great beings several 100 million light-years away, the great beings in the Palace True Treasures couldn't be harmed anymore. However, the Palace True Treasures, including Supreme True Treasures, were still blasted away. Inside the Boat of Mausoleum, Luo Feng, Primal Chaos City Leader, and Deserted Mirror Master all stood as they looked out at the numerous Palace True Treasures rolling and tumbling away. "We are 500 million light-years away from the Universe Boat," said Deserted Mirror Master. The ripples produced by the impact when the humanoid life form and Universe Boat crashed into one another are being transmitted in all directions. The power is weakening as the ripples travel, but when it reached us, it was still so terrifyingly strong. How terrifying is that? At least for our universe ocean, no one would be able to survive in the core area of that impact, Primal Chaos City Leader said in a low voice. Luo Feng also nodded. Even the Boat of Mausoleum couldn't claim to be able to resist an attack of this intensity. After all, the Boat of Mausoleum had merely undergone Duandong River's remodeling. In terms of strength, it would likely be similar to a Supreme True Treasure. In terms of identity, it merely took on an additional role to be within the school of automaton. "I'm not certain whether it will stop it or not," Luo Feng whispered. "Let's hope it will." Primal Chaos City Leader was also keeping a close watch on the situation outside. Deserted Mirror Master was very disturbed, too. "If it doesn't stop, we're in trouble." At that moment, it was not just the Hong Alliance but also various groups of top powers within Universe Ocean, including the two Holy Lands, who were worried. That humanoid life form was comparable to Universe Boat in size, so if both were to collide, it was difficult to tell whether it could be stopped. The head of the humanoid life form crashed viciously into the Universe Boat at 120 million times light speed. The ancient, damaged ship was sent tumbling and flying through the air due to the great impact. In that endless era, this boat had once been severely damaged, so on its body were many cracks and crevices. Yet despite the cracks, great beings from the Universe Ocean were still unable to hurt even the damaged parts. However, this crash caused some fragments left on the surface of the tumbling Universe Boat, originally marked only by a certain degree of damage, to detach and fly off in all directions. Even the internal space of the Universe Boat trembled beneath the impact. Of course, for an ancient ship like the Universe Boat, its overall structure was unharmed. There was not the slightest dent made to its gigantic shipboards. Apparently, Universe Boat was also an automaton true treasure that was extremely sturdy. One crash could only cause fragments to fall off due to impact. Causing any true harm to it was simply impossible. 1. The deep, internal region of this ancient boat was in continuous operation. Even as it was sent tumbling by the impact, its internal region continued to operate. For an endless time, it had been swallowing so much chaotic airflow that all of that accumulated to become a powerful energy, which was the source of stability of this boat. Even when there was rapid deceleration, the boat was still stable. After the first wave of impact, the humanoid lifeform's speed was greatly reduced. After waiting for the universe boat to reduce its speed, the humanoid lifeform dealt the universe boat with another impact. It was another earth-shattering impact this time around. However, the power was obviously weakened to a great extent. This time, it was the waste portion of the inclined body of the humanoid lifeform that struck the ancient ship. The two objects seemed to form a cross, but this time, the impact did not send the universe boat tumbling away, the ship merely flew out of the way. As for the humanoid figure, perhaps because its inclined position weighed it down, it tumbled over and flew off in the other direction. 2 impacts, one after another. From the first impact, the direction of the humanoid lifeform did not change much, but its speed had been sharply reduced to less than 20 million times the speed of light. From the second impact, its direction changed drastically, and its speed was further reduced to only 300,000 times the speed of light. The humanoid lifeform was tumbling at a speed that exceeded 300,000 times the speed of light. In the process of tumbling, it faced an obstructing force from the chaotic airflow, which caused its speed to be greatly reduced. Then, gradually, it ceased tumbling and went back to its initial pose of lying flat on the ground. It has stopped. The universe boat has stopped. It is no longer moving. Thousands of great beings in all of universe ocean gathered around the universe boat. As they looked at its surface, they realized that although the vines, frost, and organisms initially found on the surface of the universe boat had been annihilated, the original outer wall color of the universe boat was revealed. Luo Feng and the others were amazed by what they saw. Such an impact, yet there isn't a single dent to be found on the surface of the universe boat. Primal Chaos City marveled. The universe boat has been around the universe ocean for so many reincarnation eras since it first appeared and is already so damaged. Yet it was able to take such a terrifying impact. All those injuries that caused it to be so damaged, what could have caused those? I really cannot imagine. Universe ocean is indeed mysterious beyond words. It holds so many secrets that seem so improbable, like the human-shaped life form that just appeared out of nowhere. Before it appeared, would any one of us have suspected its existence? Luo Feng and the surrounding great beings from the Hong Alliance all nodded. Let's go. We shall go after that human-shaped life form, Primal Chaos City leader said. Yes, the human figure and universe boat have collided twice, said Luo Feng. With its speed greatly reduced, getting it to stop is no longer that difficult. The resistance from the chaotic airflow alone will cause it to continue weakening. Luo Feng looked forward to the outcome. The strike force from the Hong Alliance that was inside the boat of Mausoleum started to teleport as a group as they gave chase. The direction the human-shaped life form was heading was easily deduced. Various groups of top powers within Universe Ocean were all going after it, and they caught up easily. Haha. It is slowing down by a lot. And it is continuing to reduce its speed. This is getting so much easier. At one point, great beings from the various groups of top powers within Universe Ocean were surrounding the human-shaped object, at times teleporting and at times exploring. At merely 300,000 times the speed of light, it did not constitute a major threat, and the impact of its attack was much weaker. After all, if there was an outburst from a Universe Supreme Master, his speed could go up to 100,000 times or even 1 million times the speed of light. Universe Ocean was filled with endless chaotic airflow with an extremely strong resistive force. The ordinary beings who were much weaker would immediately be annihilated in this chaotic airflow, which was why energy had to always be maintained when flying within Universe Ocean. Previously, the humanoid life form had been so fast that the force of its impact was far too strong. Even at that speed, it was able to form an area that was similar to an absolute domain. All around it, everything was shattered, Time and space were in shards. The chaotic airflow was in pieces, and nothing was able to get near to it at all. With it traveling at such a speed, the chaotic airflow was so fast that the naked eye would not have even seen it in the form of dust. Yet at this very moment, it started to slow down, as it was no longer able to go further to reach the level of an absolute domain. The resistive force of the chaotic airflow was constantly exerting its influence over the massive, human-shaped life form to reduce its speed. The slower it moved, the faster it descended. To reduce its speed from more than 300,000 times the speed of light to just 200,000 times the speed of light, it took approximately 3 days' time. But after just 3 more days, there was a sharp decrease to not even 10,000 times the speed of light. Primal Universe, Ancestral God School, Ancestral God Palace. Intangible willpower fell upon Ancestral God Palace. 3 figures were seated on the thrones. They were the 3 great ancestral gods from the first reincarnation era. Currently, they all wore solemn expressions. With their eyes shut, all of them seemed extremely holy and pure, and they were exuding bouts of a strong yet strange power. My children. It is coming. Crisis. Must. The 4th most dangerous land. The ancient willpower was transmitting numerous bits of information being sent to the 3 ancestral gods. After some time, the strong, intangible willpower finally retreated. The 3 ancestral gods opened their eyes and looked at one another, shocked. Since the day we became ancestral gods, we have not taken a single step out of Universe Ocean, the ancestral god in the middle said in his old voice. This time, by the orders of the willpower of the primal universe origin, we can finally leave the primal universe. Let's go. If we arrive too late, I'm afraid that the various groups of top powers of Universe Ocean will suffer a great loss. So, what if there is a great loss? Even if they are all annihilated, does it matter to us? We should just go at our own pace and do what we are supposed to do. That should be fine. Let's go. The 3 ancestral gods transformed into dazzling rays of light and speedily left the ancestral god palace. Then they vanished from within the ancestral god secret region. In the vast Universe Ocean, under the obstructions posed by the endless chaotic airflow, the impact of the energy that resulted from the flying of the human-shaped life form was continuously weakening, and its speed was rapidly decreasing. Thus, the various groups of top powers of Universe Ocean were getting less and less afraid of it. Charred. Various groups of top powers, on board their palace true treasures, charged straight toward the human-shaped life form. Luo Feng, we will join in, too, Primal Chaos City leader decided as he looked out and saw the palace true treasures flying past. All right. Luo Feng immediately took control of his boat of mausoleum and headed straight for the human-shaped life form. At high speed, the boat of mausoleum advanced. Very soon, it arrived at its destination and started to descend on the expanse of the human-shaped figure's body. Shortly after, a loud bang sounded. The boat of mausoleum had made its landing on the body of the humanoid life form. Standing, it would have been a towering 160 million light-years, so even if the boat of mausoleum had landed on it in its entirety, it still was like an ant floating in the vast ocean. We have landed, Luo Feng said. But now, it is moving too quickly. Everyone, please do not rush to exit yet. Understood. Various great beings from the Hong Alliance were very excited because the boat of mausoleum had landed on the body of the humanoid life form to get a good look at what was on its surface. Look, there is a rolling mountain range on the surface of this humanoid life form. At first glance, there seems to be no end to it. That is not a mountain range, Primal Chaos City leader said. Based on the deductions from the vibrating ripples, it must be the shape of the entire humanoid life form. What might seem like a rolling mountain range to us now is actually the texture of the subtle wrinkles of the clothing worn by this humanoid life form. There was a moment of surprise. Then everyone started to burst out laughing, especially those universe masters who had initially thought the wrinkles were part of a rolling mountain range, laughing at their own silly thoughts. Even for Luo Feng, by examining the vibrating ripples that were transmitted over, trying to deduce the shape of the human-shaped life form, it was only possible to conjure a rough image. To deduce that those were the clothes of the life form was a great challenge. Yet a universe supreme master like Primal Chaos City Leader was able to deduce the silhouette of its armor. Let's take a good look first. Milky Way Horde Leader, drive and park your boat of mausoleum on the surface of this human life form and advance. Let's go. Everyone was rushing him. All right, Luo Feng said. He was also filled with curiosity. So, without further ado, he drove the boat of mausoleum to the human-shaped life form and latched it onto the surface of it as it advanced forward. Because the boat of mausoleum was on its surface, even if the human figure was moving extremely fast, the surface was still relatively stable. Luo Feng, the other parts of this human-shaped life form must all be shut, just like the outer walls of the cabin area, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Go to where its head is. Where its head is, there should be a passageway in. This video will end here.